I'm going to fund research on this. That's the job of the NIH.
Let's go to the next question.
Hi, thanks for holding this session. I'm Gigi Gromval. I'm a professor at Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health. I have a question about mRNA vaccines. You stated that they failed to earn the public trust and used that to justify deprioritizing them and investing instead in an antiquated influenza vaccine technology instead. What scientific rationale supports that decision, and what, especially given the evidence that mRNA vaccines are safe and effective and have a lot of future potential?
So Gigi, I think you have a number of assertions you make that a lot of scientists would disagree with. So first of all, on the platform, the loss of public trust in the platform, the CDC's recommendation was that all 6-month-olds in this country be vaccinated with the mRNA vaccine for COVID. And something like 10% of parents actually followed that advice. The CDC's advice was that essentially like more or less universal repeat booster vaccinations using the mRNA platform. 30% of the American population actually followed that advice. We've invested billions of dollars in a platform that the public health authority is saying you should use at scale for COVID vaccines, and most of the American public is not using it. If we invest in a platform, let's say you're right, and I don't agree with you that you're right, but let's say you're right about the scientific evidence about the efficacy and safety and efficacy of the COVID vaccines. The fact is that the public does not actually believe you, doesn't believe us. So why should we invest in a platform that does? Now, as a NIH, we have a lot of investments in mRNA technology, for instance, in cancer vaccines, I think are very promising. We're still investing in those. We're going to continue to invest in those. I don't think the public trust has been lost. But the assertion, for instance, that the COVID vaccine prevents you from getting COVID or prevents you from spreading COVID, which turned out to be false. Then on top of that, all of these like vaccine mandates related to the COVID vaccine, I can completely understand why there's loss of public trust in the COVID vaccines. Actually, more broadly in vaccines, which I have much more trouble with. So yeah, I think the issue here is one of like where should we put our investments if we want to improve public health. The mRNA vaccines, in that sense, have not mRNA COVID vaccines have failed to adequately protect us. As far as the flu vaccine, you know, the BPL technology is actually quite promising. I have no scientists who fundamentally disagree with you about what you just said, antiquated. It seems like a safe technology. It's certainly worth investing in the science for it. We have major flu problems in this country. We need better flu vaccines.
But with regard to the numbers, you said only 30% of people were taking the mRNA vaccine.
COVID vaccine, yeah.
The COVID vaccine, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's the total for COVID?
Yeah.
Because the question becomes, is it that they don't believe in COVID vaccines or they don't believe in the mRNA vaccine in terms of the public's perception of things? And I would also just say, like, there are many things that, as we know from a public health perspective, like, okay, everybody who's over 50, have you gotten your colonoscopy? Like, in terms of like...
It's not 30% compliance with that.
But my point, exactly.
It's not, it's much higher than that, right? So,
well,
I mean, we've been pretty successful.
But we have, it takes a lot of
until the
time.
lockdowns.
It takes a lot of time to get people to understand, like, how many of our kids now get, you know, the right vaccines when they turn 12 to prevent, certain types of cancers. And so I just, the question of basing, I'm just wondering about basing things on where we think the public is versus what we actually believe is the effectiveness.
Well, let's just see what's clear. So, like, Sylvia, you cannot ignore the public perceptions of the efficacy and safety of products in making public health decisions where you're essentially requiring or essentially recommending the public at scale to take it, right? And especially if we're making billions of dollars investment in this of taxpayer money in it, you have to take into account where the public is. Now, if you want the public to change where they are in their perceptions of it, you have to work honestly with the public to do that, right? So you have to tell them, you have to make the case to the public in ways that are meaningful to the public. You can't just assert, because I'm a scientist, I know, and that's good enough. I mean, that was the tact we took during the pandemic, and it didn't work, right? It's led us to this place of loss of trust.
smoking, we didn't encourage people to smoke, you know, while we were getting them to understand that it was a bad idea. The public
No, we
health
kind of
stuff-
did actually, but that's another thing. I mean, there's, I mean, there were like ads on TV. I mean, it took a long time, right?
But- the public health, you know, in terms of, let's keep moving.